Wir sind am Greenfield Festival 2016 und jetzt nehmen wir einen von der Main Acts da an dem Festival in Interlaken, nämlich Volbeat. Und neben mir haben wir jetzt zwei von der Band, nämlich ist es der Michael und der Casper. Michael and Casper, nice to have you here in Interlaken. And Casper, you're also here now in the interview, especially just, you know, as a new guy, as Michael said before to me, before the interview.
Old but new.
Yeah. Old but new, which means already nearly going up to 40, but you're now new in the band, or? Do you know each other long already as friends?
Yeah, we've been friends since sometimes in the 90s.
All right.
And I actually played with Volbeat before, like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was the first European tour. Anders couldn't make it for like 10 shows, and then I went in. So I know them for a long time.
But you're not the first time in Switzerland, are you?
No, it's not my first time in Switzerland. I've been playing here with different other bands.
Ah, okay. Well, then you're here now, but this time with Volbeat. And now you're in Switzerland, in the Interlaken. First thing about Switzerland, is it nice to come back to Switzerland, or is it just another place, another city on the tour? Hopefully not.
No, you know, it's actually a long time since we were here the last time. You know, we've been here a couple of times, and it's always been very, very good. The thing was, yesterday we've been driving all day, all night to get here, and you wake up and it's pouring rain. Oh. But now I just been out on the outside running. The sun is up, you know, the weather is good, the sun is shining. You know, everything is good now, and pretty much looking forward to play the show here again. You know, it's gonna be good.
Also, wie gesagt, jetzt haben wir einen neuen Casper in der Band. Er ist auch nicht das erste Mal in der Schweiz. Jetzt sind sie aber doch zusammen alle in der Schweiz und werden da mit Volbeat touren, grundsätzlich als Headliner da am Greenfield Festival 2016. Und er hat gesagt, sie sagen den ganzen Tag und die ganze Nacht am Fahren gewesen. Und dann kommen sie da in Interlaken an und es schifft einfach so richtig. It's raining cats and dogs, as they would say in England, I guess. And it's just crazy. But now the sun is shining, also die Sonne scheint mittlerweile wieder. Er hat sogar kurz ein bisschen rumjuggeln, um nachher sich auch noch fit zu halten, um dann später dann können die Bühne rocken. Now you the headliner of the Greenfield Festival. It's like always on top. Rock am Ring, Rock im Park, is Volbeat at the very top. Is it like surreal for you just to be the headliner on all the biggest festivals in the world, or does it not really, like, you know, do you not really realize it yet?
Yes and no. Yes, it is. It is weird because, you know, it seems like it was yesterday when we were playing the small clubs, you know. But we've constantly been touring, being very active on the road, sacrificing a lot of stuff. You know, commit ourselves to the road work and to the band. So it feels good, you know, to be on top of our game, to be able to, you know, play huge festivals. It feels great to be headliners, and if we're not headliners, it feels great too, you know. It is something we do not take for granted, but, you know, we just like to play. We like to be on the road. We like what we're doing, and we appreciate having the opportunity to be the headliners. But as I said, if we're not the headliners, we're still having a good time. You know, it's all about the music. It's about the fans. It's about creating stuff that we like. So yeah, you know, it really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it feels good to be able to be headlining a show. Of course, it feels good.
And how is it for you, Casper, to be playing, like, you know, suddenly for the main stage, biggest band of the event in front of thousands of people?
That is kind of surreal. It's awesome, but it's also a little bit overwhelming. Because for like 6 months ago, I was playing floor shows all around, and now I stand in this festival and Rock am Ring that was like very, very big. Nothing I ever tried before.
But does it make you nervous, I guess?
Yeah, I was nervous before Rock am Ring.
But did it work well? Did it work out okay?
I think we did. We did okay. It was a great show.
Yeah, did he do well?
He did very well, but I already knew from the very beginning before, you know, I called him up, you know, I know what he's capable of, you know, I know he's the real deal. I was not concerned about that. Everything we do now with Casper is him getting more experience with going out with a big band on big stages, you know, and he's been touring with a lot of different bands back in the days. He knows what it's all about. Now he just has to get used to playing the big stages.
And pyro.
Yeah. A lot of pyro, and of course, you know, Rock am Ring was a challenge for everybody because of the lightning strikes and the storm. You know, we didn't know if we were getting cancelled or anything, you know. It was tough to be on stage because we didn't know if people were really hurt, and we knew that almost 50 people was rushed to the hospital. 8 was very critical. And you think a lot about that when you go up on stage, you know. You do your job, you know, and you do what the fans are expecting from you, but inside your mind you're thinking very much about if people are all right. Will the storm come back with the lightning strike down on stage? So, you know, it was mixed feelings, but we did what we had to do, and at the end of the day, even though we have technical issues, it became a good show, and people walked away with a smile on their face. But it was a challenge, but you know, you cannot do anything against Mother Nature. She's the boss.
You cannot do anything against Mother Nature. The song comes out in Greenfield, so hopefully it will stay until then. Your gig is to play, although you'll be playing late in the evenings, that's why later on it will be darker, I guess, too. Also hat gerade noch erzählt, ich habe gefragt, wie es eigentlich ist, als Headliner bei den grössten Festivals der Welt zu spielen. Und er hat gesagt, es ist surreal, aber gleichzeitig auch nicht wirklich surreal, weil es ist halt doch so, dass man einfach dann dort ist, wo man ist als Band. Man hat dort darauf hingeschafft und es ist einfach eine Ehre, bei so grossen Festivals der Main Act sein. Aber es gibt auch andere Festivals, wo man vielleicht nicht dann der Main Act ist. Und das muss man dann einfach entsprechend akzeptieren. Und trotzdem, es geht ja hauptsächlich um Spielen. Und vor allem für den Casper, er ist ja neu mit dabei und jetzt in der Band. Und für ihn ist es natürlich dann krass, plötzlich vor 60'000 Leuten der stehen und spielen. Aber bis jetzt hat er den Job gut gemacht, auch am Rock am Ring, Rock im Park, wo die Wetterverhältnisse doch nicht so gut sind. Now, I just saw you sign this, I guess it's a record, isn't it?
What? Come again?
I just saw you sign this record now. It's a new one out.
It's a drum, what do you call it? A drum hit. Yeah.
A drum hit. Okay, but it's also to do because I've just seen here, maybe we can just show it a little quick. The new album's out since a few days. Seal the Deal and Let's Boogie. I think it's a big honor, like just to, you know, have been able to get a new album out, you know, just to give it to the people. What does it mean to you after all these years? You know, you made many albums, you brought a lot of them out. Is it still the same feeling you had with your first album?
Oh yeah, you know, I feel like you know, I get a new kid every time I release a new album. You know, Volbeat is my baby. You know, so it is it's a huge thing. You know, we care about what we do, and of course, you know, we put a lot of work, energy, passion in creating the Volbeat music and recording, and you know, it means a lot for us that the fans like it, but at the end of the day, we have to like it first because we are going on the road and we want to play music that we really love. And I think we just wrote the strongest record in our career so far. The reaction from fans and reviews has been amazing. You know, it's going really, really good. And the sales, you know, is skyrocketing. You know, it's going fast right now with the new record. It's already #1 in, I don't know, 15 different countries on iTunes. It's getting crazy, you know. So it feels good to have the new record out that we can share the love for the same music. So yeah, for me, it's like, you know, taking care of that new child every time I release an album, you know.
It's also #1 in Switzerland. I just wanted to say you're #1 in Switzerland right now at this moment, which is crazy too. That means I will be sure there'll be so many fans out there, you know, going crazy to your music later on stage. And the people are a bit more smaller than at the Rock am Ring or Rock im Park, but I think it doesn't matter if it's many people or less people. You know, the show is a show, I guess. It doesn't matter, does it?
Exactly. At the end of the day, a show is a show, and you do exactly the same thing. You know, you appreciate the people who are there. If there's 10,000, then you give those 10,000 people, you know, a good show. If there's, you know, 100, you know, it's pretty much the same. You know.
What if there's 10?
If there's 10, you know, it would be a different party, but I promise you it will be good.
And when it's just me alone standing there, could you rock the same like in front of 40,000 people?
Honestly, no.
but just because it's me, no, it could be anybody else, but because it's me.
Yeah, only because it's you.
No, but we just played like for 500 people in the Roxy in LA.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes we do these club shows, which is really, really great fun because it kind of reminds you where it started. And we played that legendary place As Casper said, the rock
first
scene
show.
in the US, next to the rainbow, you know, that was a lot of fun. And you know, the capacity is only, or was it 400?
Yeah, 500.
For 500. And you know, that's really fun. It is also a show that you will always remember, you know.
And can like only the first 500 biggest fans come to the concert, or how do they decide which people come? How can they decide which people come to the concert? I mean, it must be just a lot of big fans, no?
I don't know how they decided that. Maybe it was just first one to buy the tickets. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, I can see you got a lot of signing to do on. So you went running already. You got a lot of signing. What else is going to happen later on?
Basically today, you know,
Before the concert, of course.
yeah, you know, just figuring out the set list, you know, maybe rehearse a little bit, do a couple of interviews, you know, eat well, you know, relax. That's it, you know, and then get ready for stage time.
Sounds exactly what I'm doing too, I guess. Except the signing, of course. But eating and a little relaxing sounds okay. Thanks so much for the interview. Have a good, good time here, and of course, a big show on stage. Looking forward to it, and see you soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.